and welcome to Sandy's Left-Handed Crafts. Today we're going to try and do the Boo Crew workshop. Boo Crew is our Halloween paper that is cute scary, not gross scary, which I really appreciate. So this is all on special right now as of September 2021. If you go to my website at sandrabrahmsclosetomyheart.com, you will find the Boo Crew paper selection, and you can obviously get the stickers and paper or just the paper. And the paper includes this with this on the back. So you get two sheets, one like this and one with this and that's on the back. And then you can see the cute little zip strip up here at the top. And then there are just these like stars on black. And on the other side, you can see all of our yummy fun words like boo to you, happy candy day, spooky season. All these, aren't they just wonderful words? And then, of course, on the other side are the stars. And then the third sheet has spiders on it with a yellow and black or an orange and black zip strip, and on the back is this orange paisley or what is it called? Gingham, orange gingham, which is actually, remember, the colors featured are ballerina, black, nectarine, white daisy, and wild berry. So those are the colors that you're finding. This bright pink is what they call wild berry. The orange is what they call tangerine or nectarine. Of course, white daisy, and then black. And then if you, this lighter pink is the ballerina. So those are the colors that are in this specific paper pack. It also, if you buy the workshop, it will come with the stamp set and dies to match, So you'll get this cute stamp set with a cute spider, a ghost that you can put different faces on. There's 3 different little faces for the ghost. There's a witch's hat, a bat, a black hat, a pumpkin, and a party hat, some candy. Cute, too cute to spook, and have a hauntingly happy Halloween and spooky season. So very cute. Oh, and look at the little candy corn up here. So definitely a cute stamp set. And if you buy it, you can either buy it as just the stamp set, or you can get it with the dies. And the die cuts out the ghost, it cuts out the hat, it cuts out the pumpkin, anything, the bat, the hat, the witch's hat, the drink, and the little party hat are all part of the thin cut set. So we're going to do that. So, and it also comes with, of course, the cardstock that matches. And the cardstock, of course, is the ballerina. And remember, the ballerina is a little darker on the other side. So there's a pink, a light pink, and a darker pink. And it looks like I got 3 sheets of ballerina, 3 sheets of our wild berry, and you can see the wild berry has just a slightly darker shade on one side than the other. Depending upon what you're doing is going to decide on which side you want to use. Then there's the tangerine, and of course the tangerine also has a darker shade on one side than the other. So depending upon what you want to do, you will have that. And then there's the black. And of course, black is black is black. Black is the same on the front as on the back. The new thing, though, that close to my heart is doing is they do now have a black with a black core. But this is the black with the white core. So when you see a white edge on it, so just be conscious of that. So when you get your workshop, you can download, or I will text you or email you this workshop to go along with it. And they print out all of the information that we need to complete this project. And this project includes, we're going to be making, we're going to be making this scrapbook page. Here's the left page and the right page. So this will be all together, one layout. And then there is the left and the right of this page. So that layout. And then the left and the right of this page. And then they've got some cute little treat pouches that you can make also with some of the leftover papers. So definitely a cute workshop. So we're going to start with project 1, of course. But first, of course, we have to do the cutting. And we will start with our cutting diagram. The first thing they recommend is cutting off all of your little zip strips. So I'm going to set aside my sticker sheet, and we're going to start with our pattern papers first. So I'm going to set aside our cardstock. And the first paper that we cut is the spiders with the orange gingham on the back. But first, let's see. 2 of each, it looks like. 1 and 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. And 1 and 2. So we have our 6 sheets of paper. I'm going to bring up my what is this called? My trimmer, my paper trimmer. And you can see it is a Fiskars trimmer. It's what is offered in the book. It is the less expensive one of the options, but I will tell you, in the future I'll probably buy the one with the metal arm, because the plastic just gives too easy, and I don't think I get as straight a cuts as I would like. So that's just what I'm telling you. But it does work. It's a great trimmer. So I'm going to cut off our little candies here. Our little zip strips. So there's our candy. Both sheets of candy. Oh, there's also the little sequin ghosts come with the product pack that I got. So we cut. Those 2 are cut. These two are cut. So the new catalog is out and is exciting. So please, if you make an order, make sure that you get your free catalog included, because you will want the new core catalog. And the September October catalog is fantastic. The seasonal catalog or idea book. It's got the Christmas papers in it, which are to die for. I mean, they're gorgeous. Cannot wait. But the biggest thing right now going on is we're doing a stamping special for September, because September is National Stamping Month. They have a special right now going on for a workshop that includes all of the pieces and parts to make slimline cards. And it has all of the new products, a lot of the new products that were just launched in the new catalog. And so lots of fun stuff. And you'll find it's just amazing. Just absolutely amazing. All right, so it says our first cut is this cut right here. Try and keep it in the screen. See where the little scissor is? That should be our first cut. And it says to make 9.5 by 11.5. So I'm gonna have to put out my arm on my trimmer and make some room. I'm also going to need my black ink and my nectarine ink for stamping, but I'm just going to put those right up there. And 9.5. 9.5. Does not look very straight. There we go. 9.5. And then you've got to have that 1/2 inch removed. So you're going to go out to 11.5. And that's going to give you your 1/2 inch cut. There we go. It doesn't look very straight. See, that's what I worry about, is that I'm not cutting straight. See, I don't think that was very straight. Let's try again. 11.5. There. That's better. So now we have the 9.5 by 11.5, and then we need a 1.5 by 11.5. 1.5. And it's also 11.5. There's our little piece. So there are those two pieces, A3 and 3L. And what I often do is I use sticky notes a lot. I try and use the smaller ones, but these are what I got on my desk right now. So we're gonna go And what you do is you write what you see. So 3A 9.5 by 11.5. And then this one is 3L 1.5 by 11.5. And if you set those aside that way, you're less likely to get them mixed up. Then it says to go to the next page. Did I do those wrong? I did. Let's hope I got the spiders right. Okay. Spiders were supposed to be the front. So we have our 2 spiders. I did fine, thank heavens. Oh. Let's put that so that we know that we're on the spider side. Spider should be the front. See? And then the other page is the orange gingham. And see, the orange is up for this cutting diagram. See, the orange is the front. So now we need the 4-inch. 4 inches. And we need to cut that in 2 to make, which is 6. 4 by 6, 4 by 6 is a, so those are our 5A and 6A. $5A and 6A, and these are both 4 by 6, and they are the orange gingham up. Then we've got we'll bring the orange gingham over, and 3 3/4. So we go to 3 3/4 is right there. We cut that, and then we need to trim that to 11 inches, it says. So we have to take an inch off of it. 1 inch off. That looks pretty good. And this one is IG, or 1G, and it is 3 3/4 by 11. And this one will be 4 inches by 8 3/4. 8 3/4. And so we make this one 1C, 4 by 8 3/4. And then we go to our next sheet. Cute little orange flower. Don't know where it came from. Probably one of my scraps. So we have our scraps piling up here. Now we're off to the boo. And you notice we have this side up because it's the boo with the little pink and the stars. So this is the front. So we need a 4 by 12. By 12, which is 1A. Sorry. 1A, 4 by 12. And then we've got two 4 by 6s. So we have another 4 line, 4 cut. I line it up here with my line. That's how I make sure I've got a straight line. 4 by 6. Line that up, and we cut. So we have 8A and 9A. Which is 4 by 6. And the 9A, which is 4 by 6. Those up there, and then we have 3 3/4. So there's 3 3/4. Line it up with the line, and we have another tiny little strip of scrap, and we need to trim it to 11 inches. 11 inches. Another tiny piece of scrap. So this is 1H. And it is 3 3/4 by 11. Then we go to the second sheet, and we have the little pink background up with the ghosts and the boo and the bats. And now we go, our first cut is at 7 inches. 7 inches is right here in that little crease, which is that one spot that I really hate to use, but there we go. 7 inches. 7 by 10. So we line it up with our 10. And 7 by 10 is 2G. 2G, 7 by 10. And then we've got a 1-inch strip and a 10. So 1 inch, line up here, 1 inch, and we'll trim it down to 10 inches. There we go. And this one is 2C. 2C, and it's 1 by 10. And we'll put that aside. And these are our scraps. We're piling them up right here. Then we go to we have the stars is our front. And we go to a 4x12. Uh-oh, there went my pencil. 4x12. Where did it go? Well, I guess I'll get another one. All right. 4x12 is a 2F. Set that one aside. And then we've got two 4x6s again. So another 4. And we trim to 6. And there's the 6. And one is a P2. I have no idea what that is. I guess we'll find out. P2 with a star. And then this one is 4A. 4A, and it's 4x6. Now this one says hand trim desired words. Hand trim desired words. I don't know what that means, but guess we'll find out. Then our last bit of star, we need a 3 3/4 and a by 11. 3 3/4. We have a little tiny skinny piece of leftover. And then we need by 11. 3 3/4 by 11. Then we got some other little small things here. This one is 1F. One F, and it's 3 3/4 by 11. And then we have some little teeny pieces here. Look, we have 3 3/4 by 1/2. A 1/2 inch is right here on my trimmer. Right there. So this one is 3 3/4 by 1/2 inch, and it's 1E. 1E. 3 3/4 by 1/2 inch. And 3 by 1/2 inch. So it wants me to trim it down to 3 inches wide. 3 inches trimmed. 3 by 1.5 inch. And this is 2M. 2M and it's 3 by 1/2 inch. There. Stuck. Now we're going to our cardstock for our next cuts. So we have a full page of this left over. I don't know what for. So we go to our wild berry cardstock. And it wants the lighter side up. Okay, so here's the two pieces. You can't really tell it there, but you can see. I'll look. This side is a little darker than this side. Yep, this is the light side. Looks like we need a 1-inch cut. Now 1 inch, I usually do this opposite direction because that way I get a more precise cut. And I don't have my paper hanging way out here. So there's my 1 inch by 11.5, so I have to take a 1/2 inch off. So a 1/2 inch is right here. There's my 1/2 inch off. So this one is light side up, 3D. I know this labeling looks tedious, but if something happens and I have to stop in the middle, it makes life a lot easier. And then we need just a 10 by 10 piece. So we'll put this in here at 10. 1. And the other way at 10. And now we have our 10 by 10 square, which is 2A. 10 by 10. Did I put it on the light side or the dark side? Sometimes I just have to put a piece of paper there. There, see, darker side is this. So this is the lighter side. 10 by 10, 2A. Then we go to the next one. The next cutting guide. We go to another piece of the wild berry cardstock. Wild berry cardstock. Our first cut is at 7 3/4. Where did I lose my blade to? That's an issue. Okay. All right, I'm good. 7 3/4. 7 3/4 by 11.5. 11.5. And this one is 3. And this one is 3K. $3K 7 3/4 by 11 1/2. And 3 1/4 3 1/4 3 1/4 by 4. I'm bringing it down here so because I can see the numbers better. 3 1/4 by 4. And 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. So let's see. We can make this one 3I, 3I, which is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. And then this one is 3F. 3F, 3 1/4 by 4. And then we go to our nectarine or tangerine. Nectarine. Nectarine is the color. I don't know why I want to keep calling it a tangerine, but it's a nectarine. So we get our nectarine, and we want the light side up. That would be this side. Our first cut is 5 by 12. So slide it in there. 5 by 12. This is a 2B. 2B or not 2B. Oh, sorry. I know. That's how my brain works. Sorry. 2B is a 5 by 12 inch piece. And then we need 4 1/4. 4 1/4. Make sure 4 1/4, 4 1/4, 4 1/4. 4 1/4. And then we need one piece 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. So 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 and by 3 1/4. Let's see, 3 1/4. That leaves me a 1/4 extra. So let's take off this 1/4. And no, it doesn't, because there it is. So there is our 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. So let's mark this one. This one is 2I, 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. These two are 2H and 2J. 2H, 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. And 2J, 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. And then this little teeny tiny piece needs to be cut down to 3 inches. 3 inches. There we go. And this little piece is 3 inches, is 2L. Stick it on there real good. And this one is 2L, and it's 3 inches by 1/4 inch. Put that up there, and the rest of that is scrap. Then we go to ballerina. The ballerina, and it looks like they want the darker side up. The darker side. So our first cut is at 6 1/4 inches. 6 1/4 is right here at the edge of my trimmer. 6 1/4. Then it wants me to turn it and do 4 1/4. 4 1/4. So this one is 2E, and it is 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. Put that over there. Then we go to, I want this one 4 by 6. So we have to go 4, 4, and then this was 6 1/4, so we have to take it down to 6. So we have a 4 by 1/4 inch sliver. And so we have, this one is 7A. Six by 4. And we have, out of this one little piece, we need to get a 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. So we'll cut 3 1/4. And then we'll turn it and get 3 1/4. Isn't that cute? Now 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, and this is 3H. Then we go to black. Oh wait, no, we didn't get this one. 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. So let's turn this and go 3 1/4. 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. And these are just photo mats. That's what they are. Three and 1/4 by 3 1/4, and this one is 3Q. Lord, we're getting into the Q's. 3 cute. And then we get to the black. So, all right, where is our black cardstock? The black is black is black. And we need an 8 3/4. Eight and 3/4 by 8 3/4. So this one is 1B, 8 3/4 by 8 3/4. Oh, look at there. There we got some tags. Okay, now out of this one little piece here, we need 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. Let's see what size is this. This size is 3 1/4. So then we need to go 4 1/4. 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. 4 1/4. And we have a little teeny tiny strip and a little quarter. See, a little sliver. So we have 2, which is 1J. That is 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. And we have 1K, which is 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. J and K. Then we have, out of this strip, 3 1/4. Let me check. 3 3/4 to 5 1/4. 5 1/4. And 5 1/4. And they want us to take little corners off these and make them into tags. Let's see. We're going to make this one 3G, 3G, 3 1/4 by 5 1/4. We're going to make this one, see, and that's why I use the sticky notes. Three J, 3 1/4 by 5 1/4. Now we're going to take little corners off. It wants me to go a 1/2 inch over and 3/4 inches down. So let's mark this. Here's 3/4 inch down. And here's a 1/2 inch over. You see those I put little marks there. Now what I'm going to do is stick it in here at those precise spots and make one corner. There I did. Now what I'm going to do is get my scissors. I'm going to put this corner right here. hold it there so I can make this one. Ta-da! To do the same thing to this one. Put that little corner there so we know where to cut. Corner. And this little corner. You see how I hold that there? And then I cut it. And then I have my two little tags. And we have our little corners. All right. And that is everything out of that piece of black. Then we have one more piece of black that we have to cut. And it's 7 1/4. 7. They picked that one that is really hard to meet. 7. See, I just don't know where. So you know what I'm gonna do? Just to make sure I get this right, I'm gonna put my little ruler down here. And I'm gonna mark with my pencil, which disappeared again. 7 1/4. Yep, 7 1/4 is right there. So if I put this in my little trimmer and I line it up with that mark, there is 7 1/4. 7 1/4 by 5 1/4. And this is 2D and 3P. 2D, 7 1/4 by 5 1/4. And 3P, 7 1/4 by 5 1/4. And then we just need a piece of daisy white. And because I use the product thing and not the workshop, I have to find my daisy white. There's my daisy white. It wants me to make their journaling strips. 1/4 by 12. And I need 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. So 1/4 by 12 is best done the opposite way. There's 1. 2. 3. 4. and 4. So there's our 4 little journaling strips. I'm now marking these. I know what those are. And then we need let's go 8.5. 8.5. By 6.25. Which is 1D. And it's 8.5 by 6.25. And then we've got three and a quarter. 3.25. 3.25 by 4.25. 3.25 by 4.25. Another one. We need 3.25 by 4.25. One I and 2K. 1 I, 3.25 by 4.25, and 2K, 3 by 4.25. Let me make sure I got that at 3. Nope, I did that at 3.25. Let me take 1/4 off. That's why we write the size, is to definitely correlate the right size with the right piece. 3 by 3 by 4.25. And then these are pieces that we're just going to use to cut our little pieces. So it has 2.25, about 2.5 by 10. Is need something. So that is all of our cutting with the paper trimmer. Now we need to get out my die cutting machine. So this is my die cutting machine. And this is an old Cuttlebug. One of the originals. And I need the thin cuts, which are right here. The nice thing about Close to My Heart is when you get your thin cuts, they always come with a magnet to store them on, so they're not just being shook around in an envelope and maybe getting bent. They're always stuck to a magnet. Nice and easy. And so we need a couple of ghosts and a couple of pumpkins. So we're going to fold this piece in half because it wants me to right there. Fold in half. Your 2 1/4 by 10. You're going to lay it lay your ghost and your pumpkin down. Place your ghost and place the paper over your ghost and your pumpkin. Grab your other plate. What I have here is my A plate, a C cutting, which is a magnetic cutting plate, and then 2 B plates, and the dies with my paper or my cardstock. I then roll it through my cutting machine. Bing, bing, bing. And we have 2 pumpkins and 2 ghosts. Aren't they cute? And then we need, says we also need looks like we need a 3rd pumpkin, and we need Rosie, what are you chewing on? Sorry, that's my crafting buddy. Her name is Rosie. She is underneath the table and she is nibbling on something. So let's see. What is that? I guess that's the cup. I want to make sure we use all of our dies. And no. And a bat. And a hat. The pumpkin. Let's see, did all those fit on there? That hat does not fit that way. And this little hat I'm going to put over here. I think that's for our ghost's hat. And then we place our top plate over, trying not to move what we've got sandwiched. Rosie, my darling, what are you up to under there? And we have our die cuts. We have a cute little broom. We have a hat. We have a witch's hat. We have a cup. And we have a bat. And our 3rd pumpkin. And that should be all that we need cut for our layouts. Then all of our little things go back on the magnetic sheet. And if you look, you can usually see where they go. So we're all done. Okay. So now have all of our little pieces, now we can move to the assembling or the print or the stamping. All right. I think a couple of those bats come in the sticker sheet. Let's look. So, yeah, there's an orange, a pink, and a black bat. Those are on the sticker sheet. But we have another one that we cut out. And I'm assuming I've got to stamp the bat on that one. And I'm going to have to stamp on some of these other pieces. So, let's see what we have to stamp on first. Here's our stamp set. And stamp pumpkins on white daisy cardstock and die cuts with black and nectarine ink. So there's must be 2 pieces to the pumpkin. Nope. Okay, pumpkin. Now I have a Versamat, and if it wasn't so much trouble, I'd flip it over for stamping. But look at with all of our stamps comes a foam sheet, which is perfect for stamping on. Go with, I don't know, those look like they're both nectarine. So I believe these we will use the 2x2 stamp block, or this is 2.5 by, no, this is the 2x2 block. And I'm going to put it on the block. I'm going to use my arm to kind of, the stickiness that's on there, the oils, you kind of want to get that off so it stamps properly. So that's what they call seasoning the stamp. And then you take your nectarine and you stamp it. Now if you don't have the ink, obviously whatever orange will work. But I want to make sure that the ink looks like it's good on there. I'm turning on more light because I want to be able to see this better. So there's one pumpkin. See how I just line that up there and stamped it. Line it up with your die cut and stamp. A little pressure, let the ink transfer, and ta-da, we have our little orange pumpkin. Or tangerine pumpkin. Ta-da! 3 little tangerine pumpkins. my stamp chamois up here, and it's damp, so I use it to clean my stamp real quick, and then I can put it back. Now I'm assuming, let's see, we have the little ghosts. And the little ghosts, they put orange neckties on them. Little orange necktie. I believe that's what this is. Just a tiny one, so I put it on my little 1x1 block. And where is a ghost's neck? I guess somewhere down there. Somewhere there. And clean it with my little stamp chamois because he's damp already. And I put my little tie back. And then I pick out which face I want. Do I want a cute face? Do I want the cute face? Or there's like a scared face? Or there's a face? I think I'll go with this face. It's cute. Stamp it there. Seize it a little bit. And they used black for their little faces. So we get out our black ink. And there. Look at these cute little embellishments you can make in a matter of seconds. Two cute little ghosts to go with our pumpkins. I'm going to assume the broom should be black. Let's put the broom down. Find our little broom. Clean our little face off. Now, if you want to, you can put the face on the pumpkin too. I mean, you can do whatever you want. That's what I love about stamping, is it's all up to you. So we'll put our little face back. Then we need our broom. And our broom will fit better on this long, skinny one. This block is the 1 by 3.5 inch. Pick that up. Kind of season it a little on my arm. And then black ink. Make sure it looks good. Line it up with your little die cut. And stamp. Ta-da! There's your little broom. We'll clean up that, because I only cut out one broom. Put the broom back. We need the witch's hat. I think everything else is black, so I'm going to put my orange away here. Here's my orange nectarine. And our witch's hat looks like that'll fit good on the 2x2. Okay, you gotta turn it sideways a little bit, but it fits. Okay, season a little bit. Always get the oils off of it from manufacturing. There. Now it looks a little tap, squish, squish, tap, Squish, squish, tap, tap, squish, squish. See, that looks nice and good. Line it up over your die cut. Press down, hold it, and then snap it off, and ta-da! We have our cute little witch's hat. We have a black hat and a broom and a drink yet to do. So, let's clean up the witch's hat. Clean, clean, clean. I put it on a little paper plate so that I don't make anything. If it's sitting on something, it doesn't make it damp, because you have to have your chamois damp to work. Get our little black hat here. Put that on there. Stamp, stamp. Oh, I didn't season it. You think it'll stamp good? Probably. Let's see. And stamp we go. 1, 2, 3. And there's our little black hat. And we clean it. And a bat. Take our bat. Oh, I didn't season him. My computer keeps talking to me, and I am ignoring it. The bat. He's kind of cute for a bat. Look at him. And did you notice I can touch him right after I stamp him? They dry instantly. As soon as they hit that paper, that ink absorbs and it dries almost instantly. Which is why I love stamping with exclusive stamps ink from Close to My Heart. It dries immediately. And we'll do our little drink here. I'm putting him a little 1x1 block. I'll season him a little bit. Season. A little bit of ink. And stamp. And ta-da! We have our little martini glass. Clean it. And put it back on your carrier sheet. That's all that stamping for now. I'm sure it will call for more, but those are the pieces it wanted us to cut out. So, put my black ink up here. And we'll put our stamps with our little sheet over here. Try and keep everything organized, which is not possible in my tiny little space, but I try. So, see these cute little, they also had us do the stuff for that. So when we cut out things, I believe it's the different little pieces. So 4A, 5A, 6A, 7A, 8A, and 9A are all the little pieces to make these little candy favors.